Hi there. How are you? Please join me. Nice to meet you. I'm one of the managers here. How are you finding your stay? Oh, excellent. You know, there is so much to do on this beautiful island. Some expected things and some unexpected things. Isn't it such a magical place? Have you been doing many different activities? It's always nice to hear about it as a manager. It's very important that our guests get the absolute best experience with all the trimmings. And it's part of my job to make sure that happens. Have you been experiencing many different things whilst you've been here? Oh, well, that is good to know. So tell me about some of the different things you've been doing whilst you've been staying here. I always like to hear from the customers. Just makes the job that bit more interesting and rewarding. Scuba diving. Well, that is a fascinating experience. Yes, I've done a little bit of that myself, although I am an amateur when it comes to cave diving. Have you done any cave diving? A little bit. Oh, isn't it marvelous? I notice you're sweating. It is hot, isn't it? That's the thing with the Caribbean. It is such a beautiful place, and I love the heat. But sometimes you just really want a cool breeze to calm you down. Don't you find? I've been a manager here for about 15 years, and I've seen many different people come and go. One person in particular would be a diving instructor. Have you met any of the diving instructors at all? Oh, you have? Oh, wonderful. It is always nice when people have conversations with the staff. I find it helps develop a family environment that we can all enjoy. For we are one large community here, aren't we? There is a particular diving instructor that I have in mind. In fact, I could have sworn I saw you talking to him just the other night. Do you know who I'm referring to? You do. He's a nice fella, isn't he? Do you know there's a funny story surrounding this island? It's, I suppose you could call it, a bit of a legend or a myth. Have you heard about it? You might have done. Whispers in the wind. Yes, lots of those around here, because of course, when you're on an island, legends and myths travel around very quickly, don't they? With nowhere else to go, they circulate, they develop, they become different over time, confused. Have you heard the story of the pirates and their treasure? Have you heard that story? You have? Oh, isn't it a wonderful story? I particularly like the part where they build a chest in the caves. That's a fascinating story, isn't it? To build a chest in a cave network surrounded by water under the ground. That must have been quite an exciting experience for them. I wonder if there's any truth to that story. Wouldn't it be interesting if it were true? A fascinating tale becoming a fascinating truth. I mean, my first thoughts would be, I wonder how much treasure there is in that chest. If it exists, of course. Wouldn't you be curious? You would. I think most people would, wouldn't they? I think we are starting to come to the part of this conversation which I think we are both expecting. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You see, our mutual friend hasn't been entirely honest with you, I'm afraid, and it hurts me deeply to be the one to tell you. I'm assuming that your friend, who, by the way, as you know I know, is looking for this treasure, I'm assuming he's offered you some kind of a partnership. Would that be a correct assumption? And let me guess, he offered you a 70-30 split. Ah, you see. I know this man very well. Did he, by any chance, mention a set of keys, 20 perhaps? Golden keys? You look shocked. You have a shocked look all over your face. Don't worry. You and I are friends. I would imagine that our mutual associate told you that I was unaware of these keys. Is that what he told you? Yes, I thought he might have done. No, I'm afraid that's not true. Not only is it not true? But it's incredibly misleading, you see, because not only do I know about the keys, but I have 5 of them myself. You look very surprised now, and that's understandable. It's never nice when we're lied to, especially in such a beautiful place, especially when we're on holiday trying to relax. To be approached and tricked in such a way is such a miserable thing, and I am sorry you've had to go through this. But I want you to know that you can trust me, because I am your friend. I would imagine you would probably require some proof of my claims. Is that right? Would I be correct in assuming that you would like to see some proof that I have 5 of the keys? You would. That's fine. By the way, you've not seen any evidence that he has the 10 keys he has, have you? He does have those keys. He does have those 10 keys. But you believed him without seeing any evidence. I would be careful with this strategy. After all, you have discovered now that he has lied to you. So perhaps, if you have any further conversations with our mutual friend, perhaps take what he says with a pinch of salt. Now I am going to provide you with some evidence, because I am an honest individual. I am someone you can trust. And we all need people that we can trust. We all need friends that we can trust. They're all different shapes, but roughly the same size. Isn't it beautiful? This one is a fish. A fish. A solid gold fish. Now, I would let you hold it, but we've only just met, and I'm not the fastest of runners. However, I do feel like I can trust you. There's something I like about you. Something wholesome. And you don't often find that on this island. There's a lot of unfortunate souls wandering around here. Perhaps our diver friend is one of them, which is sad to say. Here's what I am offering you. 50-50. Now that is obviously much fairer. I mean, we'd both be putting ourselves at great risk, and I hardly see how it's fair that you should only receive 30% for risking your life. No, if it were me, I would have heard this and immediately been put off. But don't worry, he's quite persuasive, our mutual friend. No, 50-50, that's a fair offer. And as I'm an amateur diver, We'll just take it slow, you and I. But remember, we have to take it slow anyway, don't we? I'm sure that our mutual friend told you that. Told you about the tripwires and the booby traps. Nasty stuff, all of that. But as you have probably worked out, we do have a slight problem. Our friend has 10 of the keys, and you and we only have 5 of them. So what are we going to do about it? We still need to find the other 5 before him. And we also need to get his 10. Can you think of any ways of getting those 10 keys so that you can get your 50% as you deserve? And you do deserve 50%, don't you? What do you mean you're not sure? You feel uncomfortable with this. It's just because he's tricked you. He's gotten into your head. He is a very devious man in that sense. Perhaps you just need some time to think it through. Perhaps that's the best option. Now, whilst we do have time, we don't have too much time. You never know. He might try to steal my 5 keys. Wouldn't that be awful? Then he would just fob you off with your 30%. If you're lucky. Perhaps he has no intention of giving you any money. I mean, he's already lied to you numerous times. Who knows what he's capable of? No, I think you're much better choosing to come with me. That's the safe option, and that's the fair option for you. Be fair to yourself. So, how are we going to acquire those 10 keys? Here's my suggestion. Our friend trusts you. He likes you. I can tell. He doesn't trust me. I don't know why. He's the deceiver. Perhaps you should play along with him. Gain more of his trust, and after all, you're only going to be on a wild goose chase trying to find 5 keys that I've already got, and the other 5 that are out there somewhere on the island. No, I think it's much better if you sneak those 10 keys away from him, perhaps when he's sleeping, and deliver them to me. Then you and I, partners, can get our 50% each, can't we? I think that would be a much better deal. Don't answer. Not yet. You're tired. It's a lot of information to take in. It's always hard to learn when you've been betrayed. It is emotionally exhausting. No, you go and rest, and we'll talk again very soon, my friend. Very soon. Indeed.